Welcome back to Mining Focus TV. The idea that developed countries consume the metal resources of the developing world makes for good sensationalism, but is not an accurate portrayal of the world we actually live in. First world developed countries continue to be major contributors to world metal supply. They also recycle a larger portion of the metals they use and export mined and scrap metal to developing countries. Two factors determine whether a country is attractive for mining: one, geology, and two, political and legal stability. Mines are hard to find and take years and often billions of dollars in debt to build. For this reason, the political stability of developed countries make them the top destination for mining companies. For many years now, Canada, followed by Australia, the United States, and South Africa, have been the top destinations in terms of mining exploration dollars spent. Similarly, the mining country of Sweden provides Europe's largest share of world iron ore output and is the only iron ore exporter on the continent. Recently, Nordic Europe is re-emerging as one of the world's premier destinations for mining and mining companies. Mining investment is expected to top $10 billion in Sweden, while exploration activity has tripled in the last 5 years. The expenditures tell us the story, but in terms of opinion, an annual survey of mining companies representing 742 companies, which spent $6.2 billion in 2012 on exploration, ranked Finland, Sweden, Alberta, New Brunswick, Wyoming, Ireland, Nevada, Yukon, Utah, and Norway as the top jurisdictions for mining investment. The results of this same survey listed the 10 least attractive jurisdictions for investment as Vietnam, Venezuela, DRC or Congo, Kyrgyzstan, Zimbabwe, Bolivia, Guatemala, Philippines, and Greece. Stable developed countries are preferred by miners. It is true that developing China has recently risen to be the largest producer in the world of gold and accounts for increasingly bigger production of the world's production of many other metals. Nevertheless, Canada remains the 9th largest producer of gold, Australia number 2, USA number 3, the 9th largest producer of copper, Australia number 4, USA number 5, the 6th largest producer of zinc, Australia number 3, USA number 5, the 4th largest producer of nickel, and the 7th largest producer of lead, Australia number 2, USA number 3. Developed countries have past infrastructures to recycle, unlike developing countries that are building infrastructure for the first time. For example, the percentage of steel production that is recycled is higher in developed countries like Italy, which is 77%, the United States, which is at 64%, South Korea 52%, and Germany 45%. For copper, it's the same. The USA and Europe recycle about 50% of the copper used. The share of recycled copper and steel in Brazil, China, and India, on the other hand, is still considerably lower. In fact, when it comes to the scrap steel that developing countries do recycle, it comes from developed countries. The USA, Europe, Japan, Russia, and Canada are the main exporters of scrap steel, while the main importers are developing countries like Turkey and China. Automobile manufacturing is the second most important industry in Mexico after petroleum production and before mining. For example, many Ford, Chrysler, and Volkswagen products for sale in Canada and the United States are made in Mexico. Recently, Mexico has even started manufacturing its own sports car, the Mistretta. But while Mexico is the 2nd largest producer of silver in the world and the 10th largest producer of gold, Mexico imports roughly 30% of its steel. Automobiles, including the Mistretta, are made of aluminum, which is not mined at all in Mexico. The idea that international mining companies exploit the third world's metal resources is false. Most metal production is in developing countries where it is safe to invest the large sums of money to start a mine. In fact, it is the developing countries that are the beneficiaries of metal from rich countries, both newly mined and scrap. The rich countries are able to recycle, in some cases, about half of their metal needs. But developing countries need metal to grow and build new industries and better living conditions. And at the same time, the geology of the Earth is not uniform. There is no country self-sufficient in all the metals and materials they require. Canada, for example, is a large exporter of many metals. On the other hand, while Canada is one of the largest refiners of aluminum, there is no aluminum mines in Canada. It is the same with Mexico, which has silver, but like Canada, no aluminum. Today, rich countries send their scrap steel to poor countries. In this way, metal once mined in one place is for everyone forever, as it can be recycled again and again. The geological differences of the Earth result in a need for each other. We can all benefit from mines in other countries through the peaceful mining and trade of metals.